starting a martial arts tournament, the Cell Game. I welcome any and all who think they can beat me. If you dare.
How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have the brand new STR Cell, the April Fool's unit this year. We have him 55%, level 10 links, actually. So I decided for villain units that this is something I'm going to do from now on. When I have the ability to do so, is that I'm going to do their level... their 55% showcase with a big bad bosses all the way at level 10, because it's like a night and day difference between what they are at level 1 and what they are at level 10, right? Which is what you should be pushing to get them at, because I feel like what I have noticed is, like, and myself included, tend to get the wrong impression from these 55% showcases for these units, because big bad bosses, like, I mean, that's a whole 25% attack and defense we're losing on the character by not having this active. So I felt like, you know, it was important to do that for this one. So this is one of the few showcases that'll be 55% level 10 links, but we did finally get our copy. It took us all the way pity. I literally used all of our stones, but we did get him. So let's take a look at what he's doing. He's got an entrance animation when there is a tournament participants category enemy or another tournament participants category ally at the start of the character's attacking turn. He's a high chance performing a critical hit, launches an additional super attack, and creates the domain Cell Games Arena for 5 turns. He gets key 2, attack defense 200%, launches has damage reduction rate 20%, launches an additional super attack with a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, and gets attack and defense 50% when there's a tournament participants category enemy. When attacking with 12 or more key, he has attack 150%, and for every attack performed, he will build up 30% defense up to 150%. When he is KO'd, he revives with HP fully recovered, and after his character or an ally's revival skill is active, he gets an additional damage reduction rate 30% when receiving a super attack. On top of that, right, once his specific revival skill is activated, he gets an additional 15% damage reduction and guards all attacks. So we will be trying to fish for that revive out of him here today. So we do have him here. We have him linked with the Kid Buu, and then the Cell Juniors here. So I actually think this is what we're going to do, because this will probably give us... So hopefully that super is not in the front there. So let's grab this, because we're going to rotate off the Cell Juniors. Because we have the other cell coming on. So let's do that. Let's take that. I want to save the keys here, because we have Buhan on the other rotation. Alright, so, I mean, start a turn, not looking that great. Alright, so we're going to have to rely a lot on... There we go. Okay, we get the dodge out of Kid Buu. Alright, so we're going to have to rely a lot on... the tech cell to kind of start, help him get built up. Okay, so 11 million is first attack. Again, I mean, not the best link setup. All right, we get 12 million on the second super. And so remember, with each of these attacks, we're getting an extra 30% defense. So let's see, we get another one here. All right, we don't get another super, but we do get another, attack, which will still build. So we got 60% of our build up here so far. Alright, now hopefully these guys dodge. We are in the Vegeta's red zone against the... We are against the Namek Saga stage, just because I felt like, you know, we don't need anything too crazy for the showcase. We're still going to do the Grand Tour with him. And plus, really, I mean, his team we gotta wait 2 days. His team is not in a good spot right now, and that's just the reality of him, you know, being what he is. All right, so we're gonna rotate this cell off, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep a rotation of Kid Buu and Buhan, and then a rotation with the other cell. And I'm hoping, again, there goes that super. Okay, what is this? Is this something Kid Buu can nullify? No. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so we're just gonna let these two rock their thing. Again, so what I was trying to say is that, his team just isn't quite up to snuff just yet. It'll be there by the end of this celebration, I'm sure, but at the current moment, right? Like, he doesn't even have, like, it's really hard to fill out his team, especially for a showcase. So, you know, in 2 days, we'll have the Golden Week EZAs, and that'll definitely help. But for right now, this is what we're working with for the showcase. So, there we go. Now we got our good setups here. So I'm actually going to put him in front. But, I mean, look how quick we jumped up in defense. That's a huge jump. So we're just going to chuck him in front here. Remember, we are getting, what is 70% support, right, from this guy? 50%, and yeah, 70%, that's right. Okay, so this should actually be a really good turn here. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so I guess we'll take that. 5, yeah, that's what we're going with CEL. Alright, and then I guess this is what we gotta do here. Okay, perfect. So I kind of hope he just wants to throw out a... No, he's not going to throw out a super... Okay, who's going to get... Watch Kid Buu get supered here, so 12 million. So attack stat's not the greatest, but again, he's not an offensive unit. He's a defensive unit. His offensive unit is going to be AGL CEL when he gets his EZA. And so, I mean, ideally what you would have is you'd have 2 rotations. One, STR CEL with this... with the tech cell here, who the tech cell is a lot more defensive. Look at that, we get another triple super. So what does that put us at? Right, that's 120%. So we need one more attack to be fully built up. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, this guy is going to be a lot more offensive and a lot more defensive actually too. Well, okay, probably not more defensive. I think this cell is actually... Oh, there goes the super. So I should have put... Yeah, okay. Alright, I should have put him in. Well, I mean, if Tech Cell's taking that, so is STR Cell. So this might be the hard thing, getting his... Wait, actually getting him to proc the revive. Alright, because we need him... He has to be the one to die, that's the thing. Okay, so let's do that number. I feel like if we just keep chucking him in slot 1, eventually we'll get a super and it'll kill him. Maybe. Probably not till the end, though. But, I mean, I guess that's fine, right? As long as we proc it at some point. Alright, and Kid Buu's on the... I think Kid Buu, so... we gotta double check in on that domain, but... I think Kid Buu is... oh, nice. Dodorio can get stunned here. Kid Buu is... I'm pretty sure the domain is Tournament Participants and Worldwide Chaos. Or, no, it's not. It's not. Well, let's take a look here. Jeez, Buhan, what the heck? Alright, the second one should activate now, right? Or no, we got one more turn of it, don't we? Okay, actually, you know what? This works, because we'll lose a turn. Look, we can do the active skill now. Okay, so look at how much we built up now, though. Look at that. Okay, so taking a look here. Where's that domain? We have 1 turn left of the domain, so... tournament participants... Oh, it's androids. That's the secondary one, right? So tournament participants and then androids and Android Cell Saga are getting the buff, right? So everybody's getting a 15% buff here. I'm not going to use the active skill just yet, but so let's just toss him in front here. Let's grab the 8 with him. Okay, and let's see if we can farm a super attack here. Let's grab that. Right, so 800k defense, and remember, there's that super attack. Is that enough? Yes, there we go. Okay, we procced through it. This is exactly what we needed to happen.
For the same trick twice.
Beautiful. And so now we've lost our domain, but I mean, that's fine. We knew that was going to happen. So let's go ahead and... Alright, let's pop him here. There we go. Nice, good. 9 key spheres here. Okay, and then let's grab that with Kid Buu. Perfect. Now, hopefully he doesn't super slot 1 again. Because that could prove to be a problem. There we go, 32 million. And remember, Kid Buu here is only on the 170. We get an additional super attack. Very nice, Buhan. You want to get a throw out an additional there? So what was that say? That super was a 2.2 million, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. There we go, and then here comes Kid Buu. Okay, so we're going to have a turn without the domain here, and then the next one that pops up, we'll have the domain again. Okay, so we have... Alright, so... Without the domain, we did drop a little bit of defense, but now that we have had his revive, right, now he has guard, an additional 15% damage reduction, and an extra 30% whenever he is in a super attack. So he actually should be able to chill pretty much slot 1 for the rest of this fight. So we're just going to pop him here. And yeah, because, I mean, yes, that doesn't seem like a lot, but once we get fully built up and get that domain back up, he's actually going to be looking pretty good here. Alright, so let's do that. So, I kind of wish... I brought a Whis. I kind of wish I brought a Ghost Usher here, though. Ooh, wow. Okay, without that domain, offense is really lacking. Even with the Cell Juniors here supporting. Really wish I pulled that 18. That would have really helped, but I didn't pull that. Okay, so you can definitely see his offense is definitely hidden behind the domain. But next turn, we'll have it up again, so it's not that big of a deal. Who's up next? There we go. Okay, so we got that extra 30%. And of course, now we tank it for double digits. There we go. Perfect. And now the domain's back up. Perfect. So my only thing is I'm worried about where these super attacks are going to land. Alright, so let's pop that with Kid Buu. Alrighty, excellent. Okay, let's maybe open that path up. That might be the right call. 8, yeah, okay, we'll take that with the 3. Okay, that'll probably work. Alright, so let's take a look here. What does this active do? Okay, 35% for the rest of the battle. Okay, so yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that. So let's pop that. I always like these skills where it's just like the extra buff for the rest of the battle. Those are always nice. There we go. Okay, so now this one is not as defensive as the other one, but the offense will be pretty similar. Perfect. Okay, so this worked out. And then for the last one, I wanted to save the final... So now that we have the domain back up for the other one, and we can pop the active skill, and then we can see like sort of what his max potential on this team is. So kind of glad I waited for doing that for doing his active skill, right? So we got to see him without the active, without the domain, what he looks like. This is all kind of worked out. Perfect. Here comes Buhan. Not liking the looks of this. Okay. Yeah, okay. Dang. I was kind of hoping we would kill here. Alright, so a lot better once we pop that 35%. That makes a huge difference for him. Plus, he's getting supported. I think Buhan provides a little bit of support. Not much, but a little bit. Okay, and he's still launching these additional super attacks, remember. Okay, no crit. There we go. We get a third. Okay, so not too bad. And this is our one that didn't revive either, remind you. Okay, not bad. Oh, wow, he keeps going. Okay, so, I mean, for a defensive unit, that's not terrible. I think the friend here is 69%. But yeah, I mean, for a defensive unit, that's not the worst thing ever. Alright, kind of shame we didn't kill, though. Kind of wish we did. So let's pop that.
I suppose that was a good enough warm-up.
Okay. And we didn't really talk about his super attack effect. He's not stacking or anything like that, right? So, you know, it's just a simply greatly raised. So we didn't spend too much time to talk about it. You know, a 50% raise. Like, it's nothing crazy, but it'll get the job done. So, honestly, right, with 1.3 mil defense, it doesn't seem like a lot nowadays, but combined with the extra damage reduction, plus the guard, it's actually pretty good. So let's do that. And then there we go. We're gonna get 10 with Tech Cell here. And then, alright, so honestly, pretty good. I mean, Tech Cell's a nuker, so obviously the more spheres we gift him, the greater offense he's going to produce for us. But let's take a look. So 17 mil on our 55% copy, and that's the opening attack. So that's not that, I mean, and granted, this is the one that's revived. We didn't get that 50% chance to crit. We got 18 mil on the second one. There we go. All right, we got him up to 20 mil. Nice. So, I mean, we're not doing any kind of crazy juicing here. We're kind of just testing him out, and I'm okay with kind of, again, as a defensive unit at 55%, that's not the worst thing ever. That's honestly pretty good. It could be better. It could be better. I would definitely say Deuce make a huge difference for him. And wow, that is absolutely the worst thing that could have happened here. Okay, so how do we go about this? Wish I could see where that super is. Because what are his normals? His normals are 1.3 million. If the I don't want to use the Whis. Okay, all right, this is what we'll do. Okay. Okay. Alright, we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to float Kid Buu. I didn't want to do this, but I think this is the right call. Here we go. And this will let Buhan kind of do his thing. And then... what if we do that? Okay, let's do that. And then that should open up some paths for Tech Cell in the next rotation. But, yeah, we just can't... I mean, we don't want to be having... we don't want to be having the Cell Juniors risk getting anything happen to them in... in this phase. And so since we have an opening there to refuse to take an attack, because also I want to see, you know, I want Cell to get hit a couple of times in this next rotation by Frieza, right? Just so we can see, because this is 1.3 mil and then 3.6 mil on the super, which is, I mean, the super is kind of average for red zones, right? 3 to 5 mil is kind of the average supers. Wow, really? We just absolutely said we ain't doing... Wow! That's right, I forgot Buhan has like... Oh, but we didn't grab... Okay, that's my fault. We didn't grab the rainbow orbs there. Okay, Kid Buu post super should tank, though. Yeah, alright, he's good. Okay, we get a little bit of a heal, that's nice. Alright, so I think we're gonna do... really wondering. This really has me... Okay, so... grab that with Cell. There we go. Nice little heal there. Alright. And, alright, so moment of truth here. Is this going to be enough? Hopefully hopefully it is the... Oh, wow, really? Okay, there's no way to do this, and I can't risk him not getting the super, so I'm just going to have to take this from Buhan for the next turn. So, taking a look here, right, we've got... we have the domain up. We've got 40%. How did we miss the crit last turn? Okay. So, we've got 40% from... we've got 40%... We've got 40% defense, right, helping us out. As well as if we had, if we were facing a superclass enemy, we'd have an extra bit of attack, but I'm not so worried about the attack. But what's also nice is that we could have extra damage reduction. So that's kind of why I like him being paired with CEL, this CEL, right? Because paired together, you have this whole thing going on, right? Paired together, he has, right, his domain up. He has 20% damage reduction. He has 15% damage reduction. So that's 35% damage reduction plus the other 20. That's 55% damage reduction plus guard and an extra 30 for when he gets attacked, when he gets super attack. So he's basically invincible at that point, especially if it is like it's going to be here post super. So let's just go ahead and grab that and let's see how we do here. And then next turn we'll just pop the double Whis and end it. Okay. Alright, so 13 million this turn without the Kid Buu support. Which again, he is a defensive unit. So again, how are we missing that crit? We have not only do we have a 50% chance, we have an extra we have extra crit chance from Texel. What is going on here? Okay, I mean that's not bad. We're proccing a lot of supers here. There's that. There's the chance. I can't believe we missed 30. What is that? 70% chance to super? There it is. Okay, so what are we tanking? That's the 3.6 million. Okay, and we tank it. All right, nice. All right, and then this guy, even with no links active, I mean, all he has is the damage reduction post super. So I think it should be enough. It should be enough to survive the normals here. Like, his actual defense post-super is something like 2 million, which means that, that combined with guard and damage reduction, although this one doesn't have that, he should, he's actually going to tank a lot of things. Yeah, look at that. No links active. He manages to tank 1.3 million normal, so that's actually pretty good. Alrighty, so now for the silliness... Once again, I think we're going to have to do this because Kid Buu with the... We're just going to go ahead and double Whis it here. Just so we can finish this and not have anybody die. But, yeah, there we go. Okay, let's do that. 9. Okay, so this time we got the rainbow orb, so it shouldn't be too bad here on the damage-wise. Plus, we have a double Whis, so I don't want to take... In case we don't kill, right, I don't want Frieza to get sniped there. Or not Frieza. I don't want Frieza to snipe Kid Buu there at the end. Alright, nice. Good job, Buhan. Now, if he triple supers, actually, we might just go ahead and finish this. There we go. Alright, perfect. So we didn't even need the Whis. Alright, but, it was just in case we didn't kill. So, we didn't want to take any chances there. Alright, so, there you have it, folks. There is the STR Perfect Cell 55% showcase. Like I said, for this one, I decided, because, I mean, if I had done this level 1 links, right, things would have been much worse for him, right, stats-wise, right? I feel like for villain units, this is kind of the way I'm going to approach the showcases from now on. simply due to the stark difference in their performance between level 1 and level 10 links, especially if it's a villain unit with big bad bosses. You know, other units like Broly units where they don't have it, it's actually not that big of a deal. I mean, obviously they have links that make them stronger, but specifically villains and cells especially, because their links are so hyper specific, combined with the necessitation of big bad bosses, I feel like for these types of units I will be making sure that they are at least level 10 big bad bosses when we do the showcase, just so we can actually say, like, hey, if you got his 55%, this is more like what he's gonna look at, because I felt like it's given a wrong impression about him, people throwing this guy at level 1 links. So that's the main reason we did that. Now, what I will say, offense, that's definitely where this guy is lacking. He's lacking some significant offense, but he is providing a lot in terms of defense. Again, right, near 75% damage reduction from a super attack once he revives. Now, granted, he needs to be the one to revive, so you have to make sure you play around that. But once you proc that revive and he gets that extra buff, he's golden, right? He's going to be, with the amount of defense that he's getting, both pre and post super, combined with that amount of damage reduction, he's going to be living most things. Again, offense, he leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's not the worst thing in the world, right? For a defensive unit to have that level of offense, it's actually pretty standard. Now, again, it's not that big of a deal because he's got Tech Cell here, who's got that extra offense, and of course, in a few days, he will have AGL Cell, which is seemingly the main damage dealer of his team. So, you know, there's that going for him. So, guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what are your thoughts on STR Cell, the April Fool's Dokkan Fest unit. Honestly, like I said, I don't think he's that bad, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.